Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, elementary, high school, and soon to be graduate. There's her gown right there. I am in the process of having my 13th week slash quarterly reset for goals, for home, for rhythms, for all of the things. Today is my refresh theme day, and what that means is I'm going to be refreshing my goals for the summer and for June, and then also kind of refreshing my home a little bit. I don't have as much home management stuff on my plan as probably I could. I know that going into the fall, when I do my 13th week going into the fall, it will be a lot about changing rhythms and stuff and getting back into a homeschool rhythm. So that refresh day will be a little bit more involved, I think. But today we have already been out and about. It's about 9:15 right now. Lucy had an ortho appointment this morning, so we did that. We went to Target and we just got home. Emma and Jack have just recently gotten up. I'm starving, but I also really want to go for a walk. And because it's 9:15, the UV index is going to get higher pretty soon. And so I'm not big on sunscreen. I am almost always in the shade. But when I walk outside in the morning, I try to make sure that it is early enough so that the UV index is low, but I think it's going to be 5 at 10, and I usually go out for an hour. So I might wait until tonight. I have it on my plan to go now. I timed it pretty perfectly when I did my daily plan yesterday for today. But I think what I'm going to do instead is just get into some comfy clothes and start brainstorming the summer. I did a little bit of brainstorming yesterday on my reflect day. I did a huge brain dump of just a bunch of things on my mind. I haven't organized it at all. I'm using the Cultivate What Matters brain dump journal. It's super helpful, and there's a lot of really good information at the beginning on how to use a brain dump, how to organize your thoughts, kind of ideas if you need to get started on, trying to prompt yourself to have a brain dump. A lot of it uses the information from the book Getting Things Done by David Allen. I actually have that right here. This method is so incredibly helpful to manage all of the thoughts in your head. I will not get this quote correct, but he says something like, your brain is not meant to hold all of the thoughts. Your brain is meant for creativity. Something similar to that. But what that means, is that we are not meant to hold all of the thoughts in our head. It's one of the reasons that I love a good reflection, because it helps me get all of those thoughts and feelings out of my head. And I do have a system in place so that I can go through those things and prioritize tasks that actually have actionable steps associated with them and projects. So today is going to be about refreshing goals. I did print out this little calendar for the next 3 months. I just did it on Excel. It's nothing fancy. And what I'm going to do is go through, and any days that we have plans or appointments or other things, I want to write that on here so that I can really look at the summer as a whole. If you watched my Reflect vlog, you will know that my focus for this season is rest, and I'm not entirely sure how to manage that yet, because I do want to plan a lot of fun things, but at the same time, I don't want to plan so much that we're going from one thing to the next and we don't have enough time to rest. Summer is such a great time to slow down, especially as homeschoolers. Most of the time, for many years, I've mentioned this several times, I think, we've always started our homeschool year, our new homeschool year, in July. Usually the week after the 4th or the next week. We do call ourselves year-round homeschoolers, or at least I do. And so we're not planning to start in July this year. We're going to start in August instead, which is going to be a little bit different. And I need to kind of figure out the structure of our homeschool year still. There's a lot of thinking that needs to be done today. Even though yesterday was my reflect day, I still have a lot of planning as far as how I want the summer to look. So I do actually have on my plan today to film my summer goal action plans and my June goals. I am unsure if I'm going to do that today or not. It's really going to depend on how the day goes. Typically when I do my goals videos, I will do a little bit of a front-facing part where I just recap the previous month or season, and then I will turn the camera around and walk through setting the next month or next season up with you. And I can't remember if I did that for my last seasonal refresh for my action plans or not, but I'm kind of feeling like I just need to do all of that off camera and really flesh everything out and then sit down to talk to you guys about it. I'm not sure. We'll see. Oftentimes it helps me when I'm talking through things on camera. As I'm writing the steps down, it prompts me to think of other things that I may want to put on the list. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But right now, I need to drink my coffee. I got an iced coffee at Target, and they were out of cold brew, unfortunately. I haven't had a full cup of coffee yet this morning, so I think I need to do that before I can walk. So I think I'm not going to walk right now, make myself some food, and then start my refresh. That's my plan. Okay guys, so it is about 11:15 right now, and I have done all of my home management stuff, I think, and I've eaten breakfast. Just looking at my little daily plan right now. I need to check some things off of here, but I got my vacuum attachment, so that is done. I've cleared off the surfaces. My office desk is already clean. Well, cleanish from yesterday. Anyways, my bag is here, but that's okay. I do still need to move the coats that are in the entryway, but what I'm actually going to do is move outside because it is beautiful out right now. The kids just went for a walk, and so I'm going to pack up my little caddy down there. It's pretty much all packed already, and move outside to start to brainstorm the summer. And I really do, I know that I keep saying this, I want to focus on rest, but what is rest going to look like for me is because I still also want to lean into my adventuring goal this summer. And you know, adventuring is not necessarily restful because there's a lot of plan and prep when you do day trips and stuff like that. So how can I make things easier for us to kind of go first thing in the morning when we want to? So I think that, you know, I need to think about things like having my car ready, having like bags in the car, making sure that I'm prepping food ahead of time so that we can just grab snacks to go. You know, simple things like cheese and crackers and, you know, pepperoni or juice boxes or, you know, crackers, granola, or whatever it is, just making sure that I have stuff available so that we can just grab it, potentially getting like some cases of water so we can just bring that with us. I mean, we do have our water bottles, but you can't always fill those. Like if we go on a hike or something, it's not necessarily going to be available to us. So just having some water in the car so that we can refill our water bottles as needed. Cleaning out my coolers if we need to pack things in a cooler, and just, you know, having a bag ready with like bathing suits and towels and things like that. Those are all things that I really need to focus on in June, I think, to make sure that July is, and the end of June runs a little bit smoother. And then just other small things like making sure we have supplies for s'mores. So if we want to have a fire, we can easily do that. Making sure that the grill is cleaned so that if we decide to grill, we can do that. Maybe revamping the game closet. I could probably, well, all of my games are in there right now. It would probably be helpful for me to go through those games and kind of weed out some of the ones that we don't necessarily play anymore, because we have a lot of games for little kids, which Lucy does still like some of those games, but we could probably donate them and maybe get a couple of new strategy type games. We loved like Ticket to Ride and stuff like that. So making sure we have those. And then I don't want to have a summer bucket list because to me, that feels like too much pressure to check things off. If you love a summer bucket list, that's awesome, but it's just not something that I've ever really felt inclined to do, and I kind of stray away from it a little bit. But I do want to make sure that I have some ideas and kind of a summer rhythm, I guess. And yeah, I did pick up some stuff at Target today. I'll insert a clip here and show you just some fun outside stuff that I don't know if we necessarily needed it, but it's things that will help us enjoy our time at home. And really, when we bought this house in 2020, it was before COVID happened. And we didn't know that COVID was going to happen. Obviously, nobody did. But we moved in February, in like the middle of February. And one of the reasons that we wanted to get this house was because of the large property. And we knew that it was going to be a place that we wanted to be able to hang out and enjoy, not just kind of a landing pad for us because we were going to be traveling a lot or something like that. And so we knew that coming into purchasing this house, and I just want to fully utilize the space. And so I don't know if that means maybe doing, like, we have a tree house that is in the woods near our house that was there when we bought the house as well, but it needs to be completely fixed. Is that something the older kids care about, or is it something that Lucy even cares about? I'm not sure. There are some nice paths in the woods near our house, which I would like to clean up and maybe put like a bench or something in there so that we could sit in there on the hot days when we want a little more shade. But just having things kind of at the ready so we don't have to think about them, I think that is my priority. And I want to also focus a little bit more on commonplacing and just how I'm using my common planner. I'm enjoying using it right now. I don't know long term. I have the academic year Sterling Ink Common Planner. I don't know how much I will actually put in it over the next 6 months if I'll want to get a calendar year one in the fall, but just figuring out how I want to manage that system. And also because I did just read the book Building a Second Brain by Tiago Forte, I need to figure out if a digital system would be helpful for me for reference material, for project management, for just random information. I feel like it could be, but it's something that I kind of have to explore more. And so that's kind of goal-ish, goal adjacent, I would say, and maybe something that I'll explore more tomorrow during my renew day. But yeah, I'm going to move outside and hopefully get some good goals written for the summer. I keep filming these really long clips. I think that I mentioned this in my first chat with you earlier today. I like to do my goal action plans and doing my tending lists and stuff on camera, but I think that this month I am not going to do that. And I feel like, I think recently, maybe at the past 9 months or so, I go back and forth as to whether or not I do the planning on camera or I just come and tell you what it is. So we'll see. I think I just need a little bit of time to do a little bit more journaling and planning for the coming season, and we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, it is 12:30 and we are just sitting outside enjoying the beautiful weather, and I've been kind of working on my goals, which I think I just kind of showed you a little bit. Typically, I don't rewrite my goals for a new season, but in the Power Sheets, they have quarterly refreshes where you can kind of rewrite your goals or write new goals for each season. And so what I have been using that section for is to kind of write project-based goals. I have a couple that are not necessarily things that are going to take me the entire summer. It's more to prepare. These will probably be things that I finish in June, hopefully. Mainly getting my house ready to have people over if people want to stop by, and then also getting my car ready so that we can easily leave and have everything kind of ready to go. So I'm feeling good about that. I'm not sure how to write out my action plans. I usually use these little printouts that Cultivate What Matters used to have. They're like mini goal action plans, but I'm not sure that I need that. I kind of just need like a bulleted list for each little project that I have. So I might do that in my goals notebook instead of on those goal action plans, which is a little different than what I typically do. So that's where we're at. I've got to make some lunch for the kids and then keep working on my goals. Okay, guys, it is 2 o'clock and I just finished doing my June goals and I got that all recorded. I have not done my quarterly refresh video yet, but I did do my June goals, so I'm happy with how they turned out. I have a lot more monthly projects than I think I thought that I would have. I was kind of thinking, what am I going to have on my monthly projects? But some of these things are actually going to be done. My summer goals will be done hopefully at the end of June, and that is preparing our home for impromptu entertaining and then preparing my car for easy outings. So some of those things will be maintenance things that will have to continue through the entire summer. But for the most part, I think those big projects will be done in June so that we can just kind of continue with the normal rhythm and move ahead. And I think that that will be really good. I'm excited about what we have planned. And in fact, I just noticed that I put my adventuring goal in the wrong color, but it is what it is. That's okay. I'll put a little flag next to it and then I'll have to mention that at some point. But I feel really good about getting my goals done. And I'm really excited about this season of rest. I am actually planning a whole series over my membership community kind of focused on rest this summer. So if you're interested in that, I would love for you to come check it out. I have like posts and mini challenges all through July and the start of August. So I think it will be a really nice time for the members and for me, it's fun putting it together. So I don't think that I have too much else to share today, so I think I'm going to wrap up this vlog. I'm going to move back outside and just work on some commonplacing, and I probably will plan out my plan for tomorrow, but I've gotten everything done on my list. I did my dailies, I did the entryway, my summer goal action plans, June goals, time inventory, my grocery list for Emma's party I've done. The only thing that I haven't done is recording my summer goal action plans, and then I was also hoping to film 5th and 10th grade curriculum choice videos today. That's not going to happen. In fact, I don't even think it will happen this week. It might happen next week, even though I have everything ready. Maybe I will do it tomorrow or Thursday, but I'm just going to go outside and enjoy the beautiful weather with the kids. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little peek into my refresh theme day for my 13th week. If you have questions about anything that I've talked about today, or you have questions about what a quarterly reset is and what the purpose is and how you take the time for something like this, please let me know in the comments, or you can email me. My contact form is always in the description box. Again, if you want to come check out my membership community, I would love to have you over there. So thank you again so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and I will see you in the next one. Thanks guys. Bye.